Well, President Donald Trump unveils details of his first budget later today. We have some of the details already. A $54 billion increase in defense spending, large cuts expected at the State Department and agencies such as the Environmental Protection Agency. How could this budget affect the U.S. economy? Joining us now, Jeff Taylor, Managing Director at Digital Risk. So obviously this budget will have to work its way through Congress. What kind of impact do you have? What really grabs your attention in the budget?
Well, I think you just actually nailed it. Obviously, this is the first volley by President Trump going to the House and to the Senate. What I kind of looked at was some of the numbers he's talking about HUD. So he's talking about a $6 billion reduction. So two things come to the top of mind immediately. You have two agencies who have been looking for more headcount to run their businesses in Ginnie Mae and FHA. So I think that's going to be much more difficult. And then of that $6 billion of HUD, I think a lot of that could potentially come from the Section 8 housing vouchers, affordable housing vouchers. So that's one. And I think the second thing that I really look at is obviously he's doing what he said he was going to do. He's bolstering up the defense spending, and that's going to potentially create additional jobs, but a much stronger defense system.
And Jeff, how many jobs would this create? The defense spending, how much would that boost the job market? Do we have any indication?
Yeah, so it really depends. It's geographically, right? So then it depends actually where they, the suppliers that would actually supply the defense spending in the housing market it could be more regionally based. What you also could see is a slight decline by some of the cuts in the D.C. area. So, go back 10 years ago, after the financial crisis, you had a huge influx of people moving into the D.C. Area, getting jobs in that environment. Now it could be a little bit of the opposite, where the regulations could cut people and contractors who are there to move somewhere else. Your
thoughts on the Fed today? You have some thoughts on the rate hikes and what's going to happen going forward?
Yeah, again, I think it's all the signs are there. The economy is heading in the right directions, the job numbers. I think the Fed is right by raising rates. I think it's also right to do it the next couple of times. You have to remember, if they don't ride this kind of wave of momentum right now and actually get a little cushion down the road, if they need to ever pull back the lever because we hit some sort of a speed bump in the economy, they're not going to have it. So the timing's right. They've been thoughtful over the last decade. This has only been the third. I do anticipate a few more. So given the economy numbers, job growth, starting to see wage growth, I think it's all heading in the right direction, and I think it's the right timing.
All right, nice optimistic outlook there. Jeff, thank you so much. Jeff Taylor, Managing Director at Digital Risk. Thanks.
Thank you.
And